I've been staring at the edge of the water long as I can remember, never really know anyone. I wish I could be the perfect daughter, but I come back to the water, never how hard I try. Every trail I track, every path I make, every boat leads back. Place I know where I cannot go, I belong to be. Sea line means find means the sea equals me. And no one knows how far it goes. Will be on that line, will they cross that line? See the line, find me the sea equals me. And no one knows how deep it goes.
Oh, ready.
Hi, my name is Nooria and I very much like cricket. I've been practicing bowling for the last 3 or 4 weeks, and I've gotten a lot of practice time, and I've learned a lot of different ways to like swell my hand, ones like that or ones like that, but I also learned that you need to put your whole hand through without stopping it. You stop here and let go. One day I would like to play for our national team. Happy Independence Day. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today I will tell you how Allah spoke to Prophet Musa alayhi salam. About 3,000 years ago, Egypt was in rule of the Crow. This king was called Pharaoh or Pharaoh. And one day, a court fortune teller told Pharaoh that year a boy would be born among the tribe of Israel. And enraged, Pharaoh ordered all newborn boys of the tribe to be killed. And they already newborn boys, older boys, already enslaved by Pharaoh, suffered the torment of seeing their newborn sons killed. And during these times, a pious woman called Yogabid gave birth to a beautiful boy called Musa alayhi salam, and Allah told Yogabid that her son would one day become a great prophet. And Allah inspired Yogabid to put her son in a box, which she was to cast into the river Nile. And she obeyed his order, and hoping he will survive and knowing he will survive. If not, he may have died. His sister kept a watch on it as the current took it away down the river Nile, and until it stopped at a bank near the royal palace. It was picked up by a member of Firaun's household and brought to the queen. She said, whoever sees this boy cannot but love him. And then she gave a smile, and then she despite the king's objection, Firaun was the king, that was his wife. So despite Firaun's objection, she decided to keep the baby in the palace to rear him as her own child, but to the king it sounded quite wild. And but because when Musa grew up, he did not know he had the strength of 10 men. He did not know that he was born with that much strength, and he was this special child that he is. And he during someone's argument, he accidentally killed someone. Therefore, he quietly journeyed to Madian, and there he met Prophet Shoaib alayhi salam, and he married his daughter. They had fun, and he also taught her. And after spending some years in the beautiful valley of Madian, he returned to Egypt with his family. And on one winter evening, the cool breeze began to blow. They seemed to have lost their way, but Musa alayhi salam noticed a fire quite far away by a mountain in the distance. He said, "Wait here, look, I can see a fire. Maybe I can find out where we are, or at least get a burning brand to warm ourselves with." And then as he reached the source of light, Allah told him that he was chosen by him as Allah's messenger, and he was made to tell Firaun, send the message to Firaun that he's not a god, and the only one God of everything and everyone is Allah, and to Firaun, who made himself a tyrant in the land.
We have me, तेरा सामान तू बड़ा मेरे पास तू बख्शिश कर सभी का है तू सभी तेरे खुदा मेरे तू बख्शिश तेरी है ज़मीन तेरा सामान तू बड़ा मेरे पास बख्शिश कर सभी का है तू सभी तेरे खुदा मेरे तू बख्शिश कर तेरी मर्जी से है अली
हम इस
दुनिया में आए हैं
तेरी मर्जी से हम सब ने ये जिस्मो जान पाए हैं
तू अपनी नज़र
रखना किस हाल में है ये खबर रखना
अक्सर ज़मीन शाद पार ईश्वरे हसीन शाद पार तू निशाने अज़्मे आलिशान अर्ज़े पाकिस्तान मरकज़े यकीन शाद पार
how the Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam came to know Allah. Let's start. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Long, long ago, about 4,000 years ago, in a place called Ur in Iraq, a boy was born, a child was born. His name was Ibrahim alayhi salam. When Ibrahim grew up, he was a great prophet. When he was a young boy, he used to think a lot, and he thought, who was the Lord of this world he can stand on? So he went to a mountaintop, and Allah showed him a star, since he was his very best friend. And when he showed him that star, he said, this star is really bright and shiny and big. It's got to be my Lord. And then a few minutes later, the star, it had gone away completely. So he said, this star, it can't be my Lord, because my Lord would never go away like this. And it could never go away like this. So then he noticed the moon come after the sun, no, not the sun, the star went away. And he said, look how beautiful this is. It's like even on every side, how I can see it now. And he said, it's really beautiful. So he said, this must be my Lord. So then, but then, the morning light came, and then the moon went away once again. And then he said, this moon, it can't be my Lord, because my Lord will never go away like this. And then when the morning light came, the sun came up when the moon went away. So, and he said, it's bigger. It's much bigger. It's really bright. Brighter than that star I saw. So, this has 100% got to be my Lord. But the sun had gone away when the time for evening struck. And then Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam looked around, and he saw trees, he saw flowers, he saw clouds, and then a thought came to his head, and he realized that Allah's the creator of everything, and like he created the star, the moon, the sun, the clouds, the trees, and even the flowers. So, and he should turn his head to him who has created the heavens and the earth and lived a righteous life. Thank you for listening. Allah Hafiz.
Interrupted suture. So first we take the needle.
So this is a skin.
Yes. Pull it through the skin. It's on practice. And thread it through. And over here, if you can see that there's more through it, and that's what I've been practicing previously. Some of them I've been shown by others, but most of them I've done because I've been practicing more than the actual podiatrist. It's like I was taking an exam for this.
I think that's enough, isn't it?
And we can make it a bit big because while we're doing the third to last step, it could get a bit unloopy and you could ruin the whole stitch. So stay tuned to see that bit. And so the next step is to make it easier. if you're confident, you could try it without opening the wound, but the actual way is to open the wound so you actually get it inside, and then at the perfect where you think there's the perfect space to take the needle out. Hold this, and then you get this big loop out. And in case it goes on the edge of the foam, or wherever you're using to practice on, or if you're on a real human, it won't harm, but I'm practicing on foam, then, so you put your finger on the small line, which we showed before, and then we go through all of these loops. Okay, so now that we've done that, we can put this thing down and we take these special scissors. They don't cut, they snip and hold. And you can also close them and open them up. And if you don't know how to open them up, like me at first, you just snip them back. So like my hands are like this, you go like that. So now let's go back to the the sutures, and let's go the loopings as I was talking about before. So 1, 2, 3 loops first. And I'm going to make this a bit longer for the loopings.
Oh, they've come off.
I'll fix that. 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, it's coming out.
Not fully. And take and then you can take the very edge of the small line, so it makes it any easier. This loop keeps on coming on, so you can keep it under. And then if you can find this big line here, it should be hiding right underneath another big line, but it's the one underneath. And then you take this one, and then you go take into one loop, go a bit to two sides, and like it's looking, and then once it goes, it's nearly down, take it to that side, and you made a stitch. Now the second part is to make sure that the wound is completely secure, and the skin will get completely sewed together, like a sewing machine was sewing a piece of clothing. You would make second loop and first loop. So 1, 2 loops now. And snip the edge again, but don't snip it off. It won't snip off because you can hold as hard as you can, because this type of scissors does not cut. And then if it doesn't pull that as hard as you expect, you could use your hands for a small moment. And now, as I was saying before, you could get the 1 layer and 1, and the edge, very, very edge of it, and there. So now, as you can see, there's a full stitch there. So now to keep things clean, body clean, and things aren't getting messy with this thread here, and you can be careful with this needle. If you have like a table here next to you, you could just put the needle on there, because you don't want anything affecting the skin or anything like that. So you could snip off the excess and move the needle and move a bit of thread, like the excess. And snip it, I would say about that much. Not too short to like that much, and not too long like that much. I think this much is about enough, and then you can do the same to the other one. But the other one has to do a bit longer. I think that's better, so it can be more secure. And just to make sure, you can pull this a bit and pull this a bit, and now the stitch is fully ready.
Actually.
फूलों का तारों का सबका कहना है 1000 में मेरी बहना है सारी उम्र हमें संग रहना है फूलों का तारों का सबका कहना है ला 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 ये ना जाना दुनिया तू है क्यों उदास तेरी प्यासी आंखों में प्यार की है प्यार ला 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 ये ना जाना दुनिया में तू है क्यों उदास तेरी प्यासी आंखों में प्यार की है प्यार आ मेरे पास आ कह जो कहना